Hey everyone, welcome back to the DeHart house. My name is Alicia and this is my video podcast about all the crafty things that I like to do, like knitting, crocheting, spinning, and all the wonderful fiber related crafts. I am coming to you from our home in Tacoma, Washington, and I'm filming in the backyard today because it is gorgeous weather. And I thought it would be a great opportunity for Marjorie to roam around the backyard and to possibly have that going on in the background during the episode. Of course, after I sat down out here and got everything set up, the neighbor kids are now outside playing. So, and then there's a bird. Whatever, everything is happening and everything is awesome, so that's fine. That's Marjorie saying she wants to play with them, but she's not allowed to. Social distancing, have to do it. Okay, so today is Monday, April 20th. Yep, Monday, April 20th of 2020, and like I said, I'm coming to you from my backyard in Tacoma, Washington. It is, I don't know what temperature it is, but it is absolutely delightful. The sun is out. There are very few clouds in the sky, which is atypical. So I'm fighting with the glare, the sunlight coming through the tree branches here. It keeps hitting me in the eye, so I'll be fighting with that. But it is wonderful. I just finished a 2-mile run and they got cleaned up a little bit for the podcast. And it's just been really nice weather. It has been drier than usual. I heard on the news this morning that the weather this month so far is drier than usual April's in the state of Washington. So good and bad, right? But it's beautiful. The trees are getting all their leaves, which means there's all kinds of tree pollen flaring up my allergies. There are bugs flying around. There are ferns uncurling and coming to life. And it's a beautiful spring weather, and I just had to film outside today. And I'm really hoping to be able to film outside during the spring, summer, and a little bit into fall while here. I think that would be really fun. So yeah, it's a gorgeous spring day. The sun is out. I'm on the back porch. This is covered. There's the roof hangs over the porch area here. So, I'm technically in a shaded spot except for the sunlight popping through the tree, but yeah, it's really nice. So, it has been a week since I last recorded. I've been trying to keep a good schedule with you guys, so yay. By the way, if you're a new viewer, welcome to the podcast, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I usually film in the house, and I usually film in the craft room, so today is very different. I'm going to try the outside stuff. So let me make some quick announcements up at the top of the episode. So the DeHart House Sock Knit Along is still going on. There are 10 more days left to join in and participate. It is a participation-based knit along, which means you do not have to finish anything. You just have to at least cast on and post about it. So there will be 2 prizes that I'm giving away, one to a random winner from the Ravelry thread, and one to a random winner on Instagram, and you have to use the hashtag DHSockCal2020. So link to the Ravelry group is down below in the description box. I will also include the hashtag written out for you in the description box below. So I encourage you to participate. All you have to do is post pictures and chat about the knit along, and every time you do that, every single post gets you an entry into the drawing, and I will randomly choose winners, one from each social platform. So yeah, that's an easy one to get into. The prizes are posted in the Ravelry group. So thank you to the person who commented on the last episode about my thoughts about shipping out the prizes, because they are physical items that I'm shipping out. So yes, I will not be putting anything in the freezer. I will be boxing up the prizes and then letting them sit untouched for several days. And then it will go to the post office, so it will get handled by other folks. And then, yes, it is good practice that when you receive packages, especially if you are at a higher risk of getting sick, of just letting the package sit there untouched, unopened for a few days. That is what my parents have been doing when they get deliveries, because I asked Mom if it would be okay if I could ship them a little package of something. And I was like, well, I don't want to like spread my germs. Even though I'm not sick, I could still be like interacting with germs that they're not exposed to. They're living in Texas, so that's entirely possible. So I was like, I don't really want to send you germs that you wouldn't normally encounter. And she was like, it's fine. We'll just set the box in the garage for 3 days, not touch it. And then when we do open it, we will spray everything down with Lysol. And if you send us knitted stuff, we'll put it in the washing machine. I was like, okay, that sounds good. So yes, I will be packaging things up here soon and then leaving the package to just sit and wait for the label to be put on it. So then the items inside at least have had several days of just sitting inside the package, and hopefully whatever organisms might be living on the items can just die in those few days. And then there will be shipping time as well that it will be getting to you. So thank you for the comment. That was really helpful. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that up at the top of the episode about that. I will be like disinfecting things, but I think leaving it sitting in the package is a good idea. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that covers administration stuff up at the top of the episode. So last week I finished a sweater and a pair of socks, and I had just F.O. mojo. Oh my Marjorie. Marjorie is our Labrador. Isn't she adorable? She has matured so much. It is amazing to see that change. Now here comes a vehicle, so now she's going to prove me wrong in her maturity, especially since it's a squeaky truck. Oh my gosh, she didn't bark. Pickup trucks with squeaky brakes, she hates them. Any kind of trailer that someone is hauling, especially a trailer that makes a whole bunch of noise, sets her off. So I'm really surprised she didn't bark. But that's good. Okay, sidetrack. Sorry about that. But yes, last week I finished 2 things and it was really awesome. This week I don't have anything finished to show you. But I am wearing a sweater. It is a gorgeous day. It is beautiful outside. I didn't need a sweater. I could have sat out here in a regular old cotton t-shirt. It would have been equally comfortable. But it's a knitting podcast, and every chance I get to wear my knitted things for you, I want to. So this is a short sleeve sweater. So it's a good spring, fall sweater, in my opinion. So this is the... It's one of the fade sweaters. I think So Faded is the shawl, right? What's the sweater called? I should know this. So Faded is the sweater. Find Your Fade is the shawl. So this is my So Faded sweater, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. It is a paid-for pattern available on Ravelry. At least that's where I purchased it. This is my second So Faded sweater. I modified this to be short sleeve, and I only knit it with 2 colors instead of 5. So I've got, these are both yarns hand dyed by me. So I have Poolside. Up at the top is this lighter color, and then the darker color is Winter Solstice. They just go together really well. But yes, I did keep the garter ridge detail on the sleeve, and I changed the fading pattern. I didn't like it after I did it, but whatever. It's a thing. I didn't want to rip it out. And yeah, so it's a little shorter than I would like it to be, but I literally knit this with 2 skeins of yarn, 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, and I didn't want to dye up more so that I could make it longer and give it long sleeves. So it is what it is. So it's, like I said, a nice thing to wear on one of these really warm spring days, or maybe a cool summer evening or something. So yeah, I like it. It's very comfortable and cozy and nice to wear for the podcast. I was wearing hand knit socks. I've been wearing my hand knit socks a lot while at home. I'm finding that sitting all day long, my feet get cold, especially like we don't wear shoes in the house. So just being barefoot all day and sitting, not really moving my feet, they get cold. So I'm actually wearing my hand knit socks all the time, which is nice. So what have I been working on? I am still working on socks for my husband. So I have made some progress here, and this actually goes kind of nicely with my sweater. Hi Marjorie. Do I need to get you a bowl of water? Would that be nice? You'll be okay? All right. So I'm knitting a pair of socks for my husband. So I'm knitting them cuff down, which is my preferred style. This progress keeper is where I was last week when I showed these socks to you. So I have finished the leg and the heel, and I'm now on the foot portion. The yarn is Patton's Croy in the Cascade colorway. And the contrasting color is also Patton's Croy in the gray marl. So yeah, I need to order a second ball of this yarn. I went to go stop at my local Joann's to go pick this up and use a coupon, and there was a line to get into the store. So I think they're putting in some new COVID-19 protocols so that there aren't a bunch of people in the store. And there was a line of 6 people, and they're spaced out 6 feet apart, and I was like, yeah, no. So I think I'll probably order to pick it up curbside and try out that experience, because I've never done that before. So I think I might just order the 1 ball of yarn, use my coupon, and order it as curbside pickup and see how that whole process works. But yeah, I'm going to need a second ball so I can do the second sock. So those are in progress. These socks started out as treadmill knitting, but because it's so lovely outside, I'm not running on the treadmill anymore. I'm running outside. So this is now TV knitting while sitting on the couch. And then I cast something on because last week the only projects I had on the needles were those socks I just showed you and a blanket. So I had to cast something new on because I didn't feel like working on the blanket, which I should probably work on the blanket this week. But I cast on a sweater. This is one of my sweater bags. This is probably my favorite sweater bag with Mario fabric. So, I cast on a colorwork sweater. The colorwork sweater I talked about last week. So, I'm not very far, but I'm far enough that I'm just delighted. So, this is Dark Water by Jennifer Steingass. And I am using some Cloudborne Highland wool yarn. I have the tags are inside, so I don't have the colors here to tell you, but I do have a project page on Ravelry, and I will link that down below in the description box if you are curious. So I wasn't sure which size to cast on, and I chatted about it a little bit in last week's episode. And then I read the pattern more carefully, more like I read the pattern description on Ravelry more carefully, and the designer recommends that you plan for 3 to 6 inches of positive ease. So I have a 40-inch bust. There's a 40.75 inch size and then a 43-inch size, and I wasn't sure which of those two to knit. So once I read the 3 to 6 inches of positive ease, I was like, 43 inches. There we go. That's the size I'm knitting. So I cast on size C, which is the 43-inch bust size. And I am using the recommended needle sizes because I did a really quick gauge swatch and my gauge was really close. It's always really close. So I am using the recommended needle sizes. Now, when I make a little swatch to measure my gauge, I know I really should actually cut the yarn and wash it and block it and then measure, but I just rip it out and use it back in the pattern. So I knit it real quick, I take it off the needles, I measure it, and then I rip it out so that I can use it in part of the pattern. So that's probably not the best practice, but that is what I do. But yeah, it's a top-down colorwork sweater. I'm using a nice blue color. It's almost like a denim blue color, and a gray, which has a little bit of heathering in it. In fact, I think this gray is called gray heather. And it's going to be just beautiful. So my the circular needle I have this on right now is not I think it's a 32-inch cable, so this is really bunched up on here. I can't spread it out. I will probably switch to my interchangeable needles so that I can put in a 40-inch cable and go from there. Ooh, that breeze is chilly. But yeah, I cast it on and I've made really good progress. At first, I just love that pattern. So at first, the colorwork chart baffled me because it also includes increases. And I was like, I have no idea. So I thought I messed up, but I didn't mess up. And then when I didn't think I messed up, I did mess up. And so there was a little bit of a learning curve there. But I figured it out, which is good. So that threw me for a loop, but I'm really excited. So I did cast it on, and I've made some progress. It has some short row shaping on the back, which is fun. And yeah, I will be really happy when I get through the color work and get to the sleeve separation, because then it starts to feel like a sweater and I can try it on and it'll be fun. So yeah, that's on the needles. And now I'm shivering. And then I did cast something else on, and it's a design. So I'm not sure that I'm ready to show it yet. I did bring it out here in case I felt like I wanted to, but I think I'm still going to keep it a secret. I think I'm still going to keep it a secret because it's for the I plan on doing the Give Thanks hat collection again this fall and having new hat patterns. And so I've cast on one of those designs, and I'm not sure if I want to ask you guys. So I don't want to restart my computer right now, laptop. So I'll ask you guys, and you can feel free to comment below this video on your opinions, but for a hat collection where some of the proceeds are going to be donated to charity, do you like to know what patterns you're buying beforehand, like what exactly you're getting yourself into, or do you like the surprise? Because for last year's Give Thanks hat collection, I was still finishing up some of the designs when it was released, so I kind of had it a little secret because I wasn't completely finished. So I was only able to show you a couple of the designs beforehand. But because I'm getting a head start, my plan is to have all of them designed and finished and ready to go at the release of the collection. Do you want to know what the hats look like before purchasing it, or do you like the element of surprise where maybe you know what half of them look like beforehand, or maybe you don't want to know what any of them look like beforehand, you want it to be a complete surprise? Like, what is more your style? Like, personally, I think the idea of the mystery patterns is fun. However, I want to know what I'm knitting before I knit it. So mystery knit-alongs just aren't really my jam because I'm a big picture person. Like, I need to know what the whole thing's going to look like in order to make sense of the small pieces. So making small pieces without knowing what the big thing is just puts me in a weird headspace. So personally, my style is that I like to know what it is I'm buying before I buy it. But I want to know what you guys think, because it would be easy for me to keep it a secret. It would also be easy for me to reveal everything. So let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm also going to ask on Instagram to see what folks think. I'm curious, because even though I don't like a mystery, it doesn't mean no one likes it. Maybe a lot of you like it, and I just don't know that about you. And I would like to know that about you. Oh gosh. Marjorie has made friends with the neighbor dog, so I think she's getting excited. Oh yes. She's funny to watch. But yeah, so I have started working on those designs. And, you know, I'm not sure how many patterns are going to be in the collection this year. I would like to have 4 again. Last year I had 4, so I'd like to shoot for that. And yeah, some of the proceeds will be donated to charity, because I think I mean, that was a big part of naming it the Give Thanks Hat Collection, was for that reason. So, but I will talk more about that when it's closer to that time. That will be our fall knit along. So our spring knit along is going on right now with the pair of socks, and then our fall knit along will have the hats that I'm designing right now and really excited about. Oh yeah. So, I haven't done any spinning since last week. I've been really enjoying the sweater knitting, and then I had design inspiration with the hat, so I had to channel that energy. So I haven't finished any or worked on any spinning. Let's see, what else? The garden is coming along. I just planted carrots and zucchini seeds yesterday because it is now late enough in April that we're after the last anticipated frost day. There could still be a day where we get frost and it dips below freezing, but we're past the typical point when that would happen. So I did plant those yesterday, just right in the garden beds. The bell pepper plants, I'm really surprised, popped up a couple days ago. I planted those seeds out of a bell pepper that I bought at Walmart. And I didn't expect them to actually sprout anything. We'll see if they actually grow peppers. But yeah, so I have that going. So I have lettuce, tomatoes, peppers that are sprouting inside the house that will be transplanted outside when they're ready. And then I have herbs growing inside that are intended to stay inside. I have cilantro, dill, and what's the other one? I planted oregano seeds, but nothing has come up. So I think maybe they're duds. I thought there was a fourth one. Is there a fourth one? Marjorie doesn't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just 3. Anyway, I did plant a bunch of garlic in the flower bed, and they're going, which is exciting. There were strawberry plants left behind from, I guess, the previous resident of this place. So I left those in the raised garden bed. So there's 3 strawberry plants growing in there as well, and I'm excited to see what comes of those. My grandparents used to grow strawberries, and we would go pick them out of their garden. And that was just a really fun memory. That's just my timer telling me that the lasagna is ready that I have baking in the oven. Oh my God, she picked the perfect place to lay down. She never does that. She's always like just outside of the camera view. Oh, that's great. I have been baking bread. So we have not eaten store-bought bread since being home on this stay-home order. We did finish off the bread that we had purchased, because we would usually buy 2 loaves when we'd go shopping, and we'd put 1 in the freezer and just kind of go through it. So we did finish all the store-bought bread. And I've been really enjoying baking bread instead. Although it's like impossible to get flour in the store. So hopefully that comes back in stock soon. There was quite a while where I couldn't buy sugar. But there's now sugar in the store again. So I'm hoping that flour will come back this week or next week, but if it doesn't and I run out of flour to bake bread, then we'll just buy store-bought bread, not a big deal. But there is definitely something really, what's the word I'm looking for? There's something really special about eating something you've made, you've put effort into, and you've created from scratch. And I just appreciate my sandwiches so much more because it's got homemade bread in it. And I know after growing salads, lettuce and tomatoes and stuff, like that I'll really appreciate that salad more than my salad made out of store-bought lettuce and tomatoes. So it's just, it's a special feeling. It's like knitting your own socks versus buying socks. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, there's something special about putting on that item you've made from scratch versus something you bought in the store. There's a special feeling that goes with it of, appreciation and joy. So, yeah, it's been fun to play around with that in the kitchen as well. 'Cause I did not enjoy baking. I found it very challenging, and I thought, you know what? Let's give it another try. Let's try it again and just do your best to follow the recipe, and everything has turned out fine. So I'm very, very pleased. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about as far as crafting and stuff. Life is going along rather smoothly with everything that's going on. We are, I think we're starting to settle into a routine of working from home. So, it's interesting. We'll see how this goes, and I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, we're falling into a nice routine of working from home, getting up in the morning and getting ready for the day, and then working, and then enjoying an evening together, and just, it's the new normal now, right? Anyway, so, yeah, I hope you folks stay safe and that you're enjoying your time home with family. If you are staying home, if you are working, I hope that you are staying extra safe. And yeah. I'm getting distracted by Marjorie over there. But yeah, so until next week, I plan to come to you again next week. So until next week, I hope that you stay safe, that you live well, and you enjoy your craft, whatever it may be. Bye.